out here looking at our soils out here in our native warm season grass stand. This stand has been established in Big Blue, Little Blue, and Indian grass for, this is the end of the 7th year. And I was taking soil samples this past summer in this field and other adjacent fields that had the same history. So just down the hill was a separate field that was cropped for about 20 years. This field here was cropped for about 20 years. Corn, soybean, tilled, and we put natives in this field and cool season mix in that field. This past summer when I was taking soil samples, one big thing I noticed was that I could just very easily push in the soil probe in this field by itself. I got the soil samples back, and this field actually had 0.8% higher organic matter level than the adjacent field that had the same history prior to us planting them 7 years ago. So it was really encouraging, and I think one of the main things that contributed to these softer soils was that these native warm seasons have really deep root systems, and especially as they continue to get older. And we can already see, just pulling up, I just had this shovel pulled up, this is probably 10 inches deep. We have naturally clay soils here, Frederick loamy soils also. The top 2 to sometimes even 3 inches of soil is a nice dark color. And then as you go down the soil profile, it definitely turns more into clay. But just pulling this sample up here, I'm already looking at the color, the moisture. We've had some decent moisture lately. And then the soil aggregation. And the aggregation is essentially the little clots that come together in your hand. So if we look at this here, these are all soil aggregates. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, and they can be super, super tiny as well. And what happens is if you have good biology in your soils, fungus and bacteria will create these glues or these chemicals, compounds that create these glues that help particles like sand, silt, and clay come together in what we know as aggregates. And aggregation is exactly what we want. And one good test to see, there's multiple things you can do. You can feel your soils for moisture content. You can look at your soils visually to see, are they aggregating? Do they have a nice dark color to them, which usually means they have more organic matter. You can also use your sense of smell. So if I smell the top couple inches, it has a nice earthy smell to it. If you smell the bottom couple of inches here, it's definitely a different smell. It's more flat. It's I'm not gonna say it's sour, but it's just more of a flat, it smells like clay type smell to it. And we definitely want more of an earthy, kind of robust smell to our soils. That's again in contribution to our soil biology. Another really great test to do, if I can do this here, is try to get just one plant. Here's a little fescue seedling here, and I'm going to try to grab him out of this bundle. I see some little grubs in there as well, and see what kind of root system this one plant has. See some earthworms in there. Get out its root system as gently as you can, if at all possible. Give it a little shake and take a look at the roots. One thing we're looking for is we're trying to see the aggregation on the roots. So some of these bigger roots don't have a lot of aggregation on them, but some of these finer root hairs do have some clods of soil adhering to them, and that's a really good sign, meaning that you have soil biology that is in relationship to this plant. So they are exchanging water and nutrients, and obviously that is what you want. But again, these are just some things that I like to do in my own operation to see where my soil is at. It's one thing to go out and look at your plants and how they're doing, but probably one of your best tools is to actually go out and dig up your soils, give it a smell, give it a look over, see what kind of earthworms or other biology you can see in your soils, and that way you can gauge it over time. If you don't know how to measure it at the beginning, you have nothing to compare it to a couple years down the road. So anyways, that's what we're doing here at Ember Cattle Co, and I hope everyone's having a great